So if this is not your first time on this channel, you know we are very big on trendy outfits because it's our plan that at the end of the year we would have increased our wardrobe with trendy designs made by ourselves. So this dress is trendy and super cute. Please keep watching if you want to learn. You're welcome to Sew Junkies. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draft out our pattern. So something is very interesting about this style. There are gathers everywhere. If you look very closely, you see that there are gathers on the neckline, there are gathers on the shoulders, underneath the shoulders, on the waistline. There are gathers everywhere. So just keep that in mind. And then for the waist, there are no dart intake. There are no dart intake. It means there was no allowance for that, so you are going to make that waist as tight as possible. So now let us get into it properly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to determine how long my sleeve is going to be. Remember, it is a cut together sleeve, like that, a kimono sleeve where there is no joining on that sleeve and part. So what I did is to determine the length I wanted, and then I went down by 2.5. You can go down by 2 inches, you can go down by 1.5, but I went down by 2.5. And then from the armhole I came down by 2 inches. So it is just that easy. So you're going to connect the point. What you measured at the shoulder, you just take 1 inch from what you measured at the shoulder. Please, as of now, ignore the bust measurements. You get, then you just curve to what you have at the waist. So don't forget, this particular style has different variations to it. So I believe if you follow this process, you arrive at what I arrived at, the dress I showed to you at the beginning. So the next thing I did was to come down by 1 inch. So you could also come down by 2 inches or 3 inches. I wish I had come down by 2 inches actually, but it's all good. Can come down by 2 inches instead of 1. Then you do your slanting with 4 inches. So it is all good. Whatever you decide, there is no a straight and fast rule to it. So whichever one of the style line or designs you actually like, whichever variation of this dress that you actually like, you can make that adjustment using this tutorial. So the next thing I did was to just slant. Remember, when we're doing our slant, we don't slant from our seam allowance, we slant from our main measurement, our body measurement. So right here, right now, we are done. So the next thing is to actually just cut out our pattern. We're just going to cut it out like so. Don't forget, this is our front pattern. What we marked was under bust measurement, shoulder to your under bust, shoulder to your waistline, and about 5 inches extra. That's all we added to this measurement. So as you can see, from that under bust, I just cut out the rest piece, making it 1, and then I'm going to cut out the other pieces. So before cutting out, I just thought, let me just mark it out, and I used about 1.5 inches to just rule out. You can mark it out as much as you want. So if you want more gathers, you can increase your lines, but like I will always say, the number of lines doesn't really determine the fullness. You can actually, another way you can determine fullness, have more fullness, is to, when you are spreading it, how much is being spread, how much inches, how many inches are you actually allowing in this spread. That matters too. So just rule out as much as you can take, and then just mark it out, number it. It is very important, because by the time you cut all of this into pieces, it is your numbers that is going to help you arrange them, whether in descending order or in ascending order. So please mark out. Hello guys, you're here, it's your first time and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We have so many interesting videos, trendy designs that are really easy to follow on this channel. So please do well to subscribe so that you get notified every time we have a new video. And then if you are a returning subscriber, you are a sweetheart. Please like, comment and share. You know the normal drill. Just share, comment, let us know what your concerns are. So now I'm done cutting out that front pattern. Before I start slashing slashing all of the lines, I want to quickly cut out my back pattern. My back pattern has a zipper and it also has a higher neckline, so it is not exactly this front neckline. If not, I would just have done the slashing straight ahead. So the neckline matters. So I'm just going to cut that out. Please like it will do us a whole lot of good when you like our videos. And please, if you have any concerns, let us know. Also, I always say here on this channel, for you to be able to criticize the work, you have to actually watch, you have to actually try out the pattern, you have to actually practice, because it is practice that makes perfect. If you are a learner, you may just try it out on the first time and you're scared, or it doesn't come out exactly as you want. That is what they call pattern testing. You have to test what you make with a cheaper fabric or with a calico fabric, whatever, just to be sure that your expensive fabric was not a waste, and then you blame me for it. So we are done cutting the back, adding our zipper allowance and increasing the back neckline. The front neckline was 3 inches, the 3 by 3 inches wide and 3 inches depth, while the back neckline I used 1.5 inch depth and 3 inches wide. So I'm just marking that out to make sure, so that I don't get to, when I'm putting the zipper allowance, I don't get to go and increase it more than it should be. So here we are pretty much done. I replicated that front pattern just so that when I want to gather, I'll have something to guide me. You know, you can also try that too. I just repeated this front and I had 2 of this front pattern so that I don't have any issue when I'm gathering. I know where to stop, you know, the normal flow, or you can just write out all the measurements you have. So now I've slashed it and I've spread it. You can see the slashing started from the armhole, then it ended on the neckline. You can also start numbering your work from the neckline. Doesn't really matter. What matters is you arrange it in the ascending order. So don't forget, the bottom has a base. You need to rule a straight line, because once each of the pattern are touching that base, you know that whatever you are going to get is going to be straight. You get, is going to be straight. The bottom has a base, while the top part, I'm just ruling out the shoulder line. This way you have it's easy for you to actually sew. You get. So please, if you haven't subscribed up until this time, please do subscribe. It will really make sense if you subscribe. And if you've watched up to this point, please give us a like. Smash the like button. It is absolutely free. Like, free. You don't get to pay YouTube for liking the video. You've been watching this far. I think you should like it. All right, people, so we're just going to cut it out. Don't forget some more allowance, all the necessary allowances were added at the right places in the pattern, so you won't really have much of a problem. Don't forget your shoulder to down of bust. We added 2 inches extra. You know, when you gather, it's supposed to come out a little bit bulky, like it's not just pressing your bust. So if you have shoulder to down of bust of 15, please add 2 inches. That 2 inches is going to help you after sewing, making the bust relax and create that puffiness if you like. So here I'm just cutting out my waist pattern. I'm cutting it out on fold and in 2, like the front pattern has 2 and the back pattern has 2. You understand? Because I'm going to use one as a lining piece, and that will be all. Then for the skirt, I only had material for a short dress, and I'm pretty sure that long length of dress I might not wear it for a long time. So this short one is just something it will be easy to rock. So I made my short. I chose a short dress over a long dress. So if you like it long, just measure your long length and then cut your fabric. So for this short dress, the entire amount of fabric I used was about almost 4 yards, about 3.5 yards. So what I did is I had 2.5 yards. So that 2.5 yards, I cut it twice, making the skirt to be that full. So if you want it raised, you can actually wear a hard net underneath it. It becomes puffy like a peacock. Then the remaining part I used for the waistline, and then I used about 1 yard and also the leftover from the waistline to do the top. So it was just that simple. So all together for this short dress, I use about 3.5. Just adding cloth stay to that waistline because I want it thick, so that when it snatches my waist, the fabric will not fall apart. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine. You see, for the skirt, I just drew gather, added pockets, sew the hem, and then I'm done with the skirt. I'm going to set it aside. What I'll just do is to just join the sides together, because for this pattern what I'm doing is I'm going to join the sides of the upper part and I'm going to join the side of the down part, and then I'm going to join everything together at the waist. You get? So I just cut a little pocket at this side of the skirt, and I'm just going to join it like I told you to. Then for the top part, I just sew gather on all of the parts that I needed. The shoulder, I joined it with the back. The shoulder front and the shoulder back, I joined together and sewed on a gather. You understand? I sewed on the gather. I've seen people using elastic, and this is the one I preferred. I actually have a top like that with elastic, so but I prefer this gathered one. So I just gathered all the parts that needed gathering, like this shoulder. I joined the back and front together on a gather stitches, and then by the time I'm done dragging all the gathers in place, I'll stitch it down again so that the stitches are secured. But if you use elastic, that place will just be bouncy. It's also fine, but it will be bouncy. So I just prefer that the stitches are just in place. Then for the down part, I sewed on a gather. The neckline, I sewed on a gather. Then a part of the armhole part that I slashed as well was sewn on a gather. So here I've infused my cloth stay to the cloth. I just notched the midpoint, and then I'm going to take my skirt and also notch the midpoint. I'm also going to take the top part and also notched on the midpoint. Don't forget, I've joined the side. I've folded the hem of this sleeve. I've joined the side. I've gathered all the sides that I need to gather. And then the next thing is I'm just going to sew it to the waistline. I'm just going to pin it down on the waistline, take it to the sewing machine and sew. By the time I'm done sewing the facing the right side to the right side of the cloth that has that interfacing, that cloth stay, I'm going to take it to the machine and sew, and then I'm going to put the lining at the back side of it, and I'm going to sew it, making the top part to be sandwiched. The top part is going to be sandwiched into the lining, the waist main fabric and lining, and that will be all for that. So once we are back from the sewing machine, we're going to come back. You can see what we have here. You can see that it is gradually taking shape. It is gradually taking shape. We're going to bias that neckline. You can use a normal bias, or you can cut the fabric and use as a bias. You see how neat it is because it is sandwich. Because if not, you just end up having a lot of rough edges. So the next thing is to also bring your skirt, notch the midpoint, the center front of that skirt, and also pin it to the center front of the waistline. You can see what I did. So I'm just going to pin the edges, pin the side, because the side has seams. The skirt has a side seam. The dress waistline also has a side seam. Pin it in place. Pin all of the important points in place, the center front. So if you have a whole lot of pins, you can take your time to do the pinning. It makes sewing at the sewing machine far easier, really. If you've not been trying it, you should. It is a great sewing tips, and people who give these tips, they have good head on their shoulder. They must have tried it out, and really I do that a lot. I know when I started sewing, where I learned from, she didn't really use pins, and I still think there are still tailors who don't use pins. Please, you need pins. It makes your sewing more manageable. Yes, that's the right word. It makes it more manageable. Once you pin in place, if you have a lot of pins, just pin piece by piece, piece by piece. By the time you get to the sewing machine, you are not doing any arrangement, because the arrangement has been done on the table where you used all of your pins. You get to the sewing machine, you just straight boom, and you have that easy, nice work for you. So please, if you haven't subscribed this far, please don't allow us fight. Give us your subscription, give us your comment, give us your like. Please, we are doing a nice job here. So just take it over to the sewing machine, add your zipper and weave. Voila, our dress is ready. It is pretty. Even if I say so myself, I love the dress. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and we'll be glad to see you on our next video. Bye.